Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo 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 Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Mukakaroti Vachalam Pangoram Gayate Girim Yatkripatamaham Mande Shri Guru Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram. Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Jayapataka Swaminiti Namine Namacharya Padaya Nitai Kripa Pradayine Gaurakata Damadaya Nagara Gramatarine. Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jayo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3rd, Chapter 27, Text number 12. Yatha jalastha bhasa sthalastena vadrishyate swabhasena thata suryo jalastena divistitaha. Word by word translation, if you like to repeat. Yatha, as. Jalastaha, situated on water. Abhasaha, a reflection. Sthanastena, sthalastena, situated on the wall. Avadrishyate, is perceived. Swa-abhashena, by its reflection. Tata, in that way. Suryaha, the sun. Jalastena, situated on the water. Divi, in the sky. Stitaha, situated. Translation. The presence of the Supreme Lord can be realized just as the sun is realized first as a reflection on water, and again as a second reflection on the wall of a room, although the sun itself is situated in the sky. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The example given herewith is perfect. The sun is situated in the sky, far, far away from the surface of the earth, but its reflection can be seen in a pot of water in the corner of a room. The room is dark and the sun is far away in the sky, but the sun's reflection on the water illuminates the darkness of the room. A pure devotee can realize the presence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead in everything by the reflection of his energy. In the Vishnu Purana, it is stated that the presence of fire is understood by heat and light. So the Supreme Personality of Godhead, although one without the second, is perceived everywhere by the diffusion of his different energies. It is confirmed in the Ishopanishad that the presence of the Lord is perceived everywhere by the liberated soul. Just as the sunshine and the reflection can be perceived everywhere, although the sun is situated far away from the surface of the globe. If you would like to the translation, the presence of the Supreme Lord
can be
realized
can be realized,
just as the sun is realized,
just as the sun is realized,
first as a reflection on water,
first as a reflection on water,
and again as a second reflection
and again as a second reflection
on the wall of a room.
on the wall of a room.
Although the sun itself is situated in the sky.
Although the sun itself is situated in the sky.
Prabhupada is saying, the example here is perfect because it's a very scientific principle. Because we think that, oh, we have to force ourselves to think about Krishna. But in reality, Krishna's reflection is everywhere. We just have to practice to try to see it. It's not that, like there was a time in which there was a theory that, oh, these people are brainwashed to think about Krishna all the time. And there was huge problems due to that. But the reality is that it's a very scientific process. If there is sunshine, there must be sun. And Srila Prabhupada explains this concept in Bhagavad Gita. He explains this concept about the Brahman, the Paramatma and Bhagavan. So everything, all the light that we're receiving, it shows that there is a source where the light is coming from. And then, of course, there is the rays itself. And then there is the sun globe, which is compared to Bhagavan. Sun itself is compared to Bhagavan. The rays is Paramatma, and the Brahman is the Brahman is the rays, right? Yeah, the Brahman and the Brahman is the rays. And the sun globe, the boundary is what is called the Paramatma. So this is a scientific example, so we can actually understand that this is, practical. And we may not have the eyes to see it, but there are devotees who can see it. So today I want to show you this, I want to share with you these verses which are very beautiful, that is explaining this concept of the verse. This avadrishyate, how it's perceived by the pure devotee. So the pure devotee is seeing Krishna everywhere and everything in Krishna. And so this is a verses that explains, and it begins with the concepts of astronomy and astrology actually. Sakala graha balanine sarasijaksha Nikhila rakshakanine vishwavyapakanine. The first meaning of this first line is, O one with the lotus eyes, you are the one who has the powers behind all these grahas or planets, and you protect the entire universe. Which means there's no meaning to pray to the planets unless and until we recognize the source, that is Krishna. Ravichandra Budanine Rahu Ketuvu Nine Kaviguru Shaniyu Mangalanu Nine Divaratriyu Nine Navavidhanavu Nine Bhavaroga Nine Bheshajananu Nine. You are the sun, moon, Venus, comets, Saturn or any other planet. You are day or night. You are the 9 Vidhanas, which is the 6 Vedangas, the Mimamsha, the Nyaya and the Vyakarana. You are the physician, Bhavaroga Mochakane. You are the physician who can cure the bhava, the disease of material existence, and make our life meaningful. Pakshamasavunine Parvakalavunine Nakshatra Yoga Titi Karanavunine Akshayavagi Draupati Yamana Kaida Pakshivahananine Rakshakanunine. You are Pakshamasa. Pakshamasa is the month which is suitable to give tarpana to our ancestors, for the prayers to the forefathers. You are the month of Pakshamasa. You are Parvakala, the time we consider as inauspicious, the eclipse time. That is also you. You are the good times and also the inauspicious times. You are the one who protected Draupadi by giving her the sari which was limitless, and you protected her dignity. And you are the infinite source, and you are the one who has Garuda Vahana as your vehicle, and you are the one who protects everyone. Rutuvatsaravunine Prituvigudiyunine ಕ್ರತು ಹೋಮ ಯಜ್ಞ ಸದ್ಗತಿಯು ನೀನೇ ಜೀವ ಜಿತವಾಗಿ ಎನ್ನುದಯ ಪುರಂದರ ವಿಠಲನೆ ಶ್ರುತಿಗೆ ಸಿಲುಕದ ಅಪರಿತಮ ಮಹಿಮ ನೀನೇ. So you are spring, you are summer, you are winter, and you are the new year. You are the source of all kinds of yagyas and homas and sacrifices, and you are the person to be pleased by all these activities, and you are the one who is to be reached at the end of moksha. Oh Lord, oh Vithala, oh Purandara Vithala, you are the one who is beyond even the Vedas, and you are the one who cannot be known just by the Vedas either. So this is the vision of a pure devotee who is seeing Krishna in every result, in every consequence, every source, and in the middle. So that's the vision of a pure devotee. There is another poetry which explains again the vision of a pure devotee. This is actually a pure devotee who is writing his experience of how he is literally scientifically seeing that reflection explained in this verse. Here it is explained that the Lord can be realized just as the sun is realized first as a reflection on water and again as a second reflection on the wall of a room. So here in this poetry there is the explanation of how the Lord can be first seen in the nature, in our own experiences, and so on. I will explain to you as I sing the lines. So this is the song of happiness, of being able to see and being able to perceive this reflection of the Lord everywhere. Ananda, Ananda, Matte Paramananda, Anandana Kanda Voliye Yenandatte Veda Vrinda. So he's saying, oh, what a great happiness, what joy it is when you experience that Anandana Kanda means the child of Nanda. That Kanda means the baby. So when you realize that little child of Nanda is actually the purpose of the Vedas, Veda Vrinda, he is the one to be celebrated by the Vedas. How happy is that experience of seeing Krishna there. Amodalu Kshakaranta ಈ ಮಹಾವರ್ಣಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಸ್ವಾಮಿಯಾದ ವಿಷ್ಣುವಿನ ನಾಮ ಎಂದು ತಿಳಿದವಗೆ. ಆ ಮೊದಲು ಕ್ಷಕಾರ ಅಂತ. This is the story of how Brahma received the first instruction from the Lord, and beginning from there began the presence of the Lord to the world, it says, and all the aksharas, all the letters of this universe, the source is the Supreme Lord. And therefore everything that's arriving from there, Swamiyada Vishnuvina Nama Endu Tilidavage. Therefore, it's only limited to understand that only Krishna, Rama, Govinda are the names of the Lord, but actually every letter should remind us of the Supreme Lord, because every letter is coming from the Supreme Lord. Popudu, Baru Tippudu, Kopa Matte Shanta Maduvudu, Rupulavanya Hariya, Vyapara Yendaritavage. So here is explaining the concept of beauty, how Krishna is the most beautiful, and therefore everything beautiful that we see, that we perceive, although in this material world it comes and goes, but the beauty itself is always consistent because the Supreme Personality of Godhead is always beautiful. And this Rupu Lavanya, anything beautiful that we are seeing, we should be able to see the Supreme Lord. And it is like a business deal. Every time you see something beautiful, say, oh Krishna, you're so beautiful. So it's like a business deal with Krishna to invest in that, recognition of, that's Krishna's beauty, and to not get illusion that this is something separate. Jala Kashta Shaila Gagana Nela Pavaka Vayu Taru Phala Pushpa Balligala Valage Hari Vyaptanendaritavage. Jala Kashta Shaila Gagana. When it rains, if you can understand, the source ultimately is Krishna. And the sky as what we can see as the limit is actually also these are all decorations for the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And Phala Pushpa Balligala Valage. This is something amazing, because I can't explain this in words. The experience of the pure devotee, how he's experiencing when he's seeing a fruit. he's seeing how that fruit has become the fruit by all the processes of how it grew from a seed to a tree, to in the tree the fruit came, and he's experiencing the happiness of feeling Krishna in this process. And every flower is unique, and every flower is reminding him of the variety of how Krishna's presence is always unique and different. And he's saying even so when he's seeing the creepers in the street, all these beautiful creepers of plants, his heart is jumping in ecstasy because he feels that even the creepers are singing the holy names of Krishna. Because by how they're growing, it's their way of glorifying the Lord, and beautiful. Madhva Shastra Pravachana Muddu Krishna Nadarushana Siddha Vijaya Vittalanna Pondi Kondadu Babage. So this is the essence of the relevance for us. How can we, who may not be able to see in this way, how do we perceive the Lord? Therefore, and it says, Madhva Shastra Pravachana means to study the scriptures in the disciplic succession of Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya, and Pravachana means to listen to Srimad Bhagavatam regularly, and to have the darshan of the Muddu Krishna means cute Krishna. And Siddha Vijaya, and to follow in the footsteps of the gurus and acharyas, and to have a desire to blend in harmony with this philosophy. So the author of this poetry, he's Vijaya Vittala. He was extremely known to be defeating the Mayavadis. This was in like 700-800 years ago. He was the disciple of one of our Guru Parampara gurus in our Bhagavad Gita list. This is before Madhavendra Puri. So he composed this because he was experiencing this, and he's sharing this ecstasy of seeing Krishna everywhere. And one example that comes to mind of somebody who's literally seeing Krishna everywhere effortlessly. The word effortlessly really suits our favorite little Prahlad Maharaj, because Prahlad Maharaj could not be stopped from seeing Krishna everywhere. And today I thought, although it's not Nrsimha Chaturdashi, I just thought, why don't I share some of this pastimes of what happened with Prahlad and how he was seeing the Lord everywhere, and how each time Hiranyakashipu was doing something not so Vaishnava, still Prahlad Maharaj was able to see the Supreme Lord. Would you like to hear? And this is also, I would share it in the form of poetry, because it just kind of gives me the enthusiasm in the form of poetry. Can I have a mridanga, please? So basically what I will do is, this is the summary, thank you. This is a summary of Srimad Bhagavatam's explanation of Nrsimha Charitra. Basically, this is a summary. So I'll just go very quickly over the highlights of this whole story. So let us all meditate on Sri Prahlad Maharaj, because now we're going to remember and glorify Prahlad Maharaj's pastimes and his devotion and his ability to see Krishna everywhere. Not only as a reflection, in fact, he even brings down Krishna, not only as a reflection, but Lord himself comes. Narasimhanemba devanu nambidanta nararigella varava koduvanu. Narasimhanemba devanu nambidanta nararigella varava koduvanu. So Lord Nrsimhadev, who is such a powerful deity who can fulfill the desires of every single devotee, let us glorify him. Aadiyalli Lakshmi Savitadi Malagiralu Bandaraga Sanakumararu Agadvara Palakaru Tadayalada Kopadinda Moru Jannadalli Neevu Asuraragi Puttirandaru Narasimhanemba Devanu. So this is in the beginning of time, when Krishna, Vishnu was lying down in the causal ocean with Lakshmi Devi, and there comes the four Kumaras And the whole pastimes happens between the 4 Kumaras and Jaya and Vijaya. And Kumaras become upset and they curse the Vijayas. They curse them to be born as asuras. Ditya garbhadalli janisida hiranyaksha hiranyakashipuremba bhatruru prithviyannu mulugisiದ ಕಾರಣಾದಿ ಶ್ರೀಹರಿಯು ದಿತಿಯ ರೂಪದಿಂದ ಕಳನ ತಂದು ದರೆಯನುಳುಗಿದನು ನಾರಸಿಂಹ. So in the womb of Diti there were born the 2 demons, Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu. And Hiranyaksha wanted to drown the earth itself, and therefore he made the beautiful incarnation of Radha appear. Anujanada Hiranyakshana maranavannu keli aga nadeda tapasige hariya mele sittininda ugra tapassannu maadi brahmaninda varagalannu padedukondu banda aga Narasimha. So the brother became extremely angry that Hiranyaksha was killed and he could not rest peacefully, and therefore he did very, very austere tapasya and very, very austere vows because he was so angry on the Supreme Lord. And he got benedictions from Brahma personally, and with all these benedictions he felt empowered. Indraloka sure madida ಮೂರು ಲೋಕಕ್ಕೆ ಅಸುರ ತನ್ನ ಭಯವ ತೋರಿದ ಗರ್ಭಿಣಿ ಕಯಾದುವನ್ನು ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಪುತ್ರ ಬಂದು ಆಗ ದೈತ್ಯರಾದ ಹಿರಣ್ಯ ಕಶಿಪುವಿಗೆ ಒಪ್ಪಿಸಿದನು ನಾರಸಿಂಹ. So he went to Indraloka and all the heavenly planets, and he tried to capture the devas, and he basically showed fear to all the demigods, and everyone was frightened by Hiranyakashipu. And at the same time, in the womb of Kayadu was being born a particular soul. ನವಮಾಸಗಳು ತುಂಬಲು ಕಯಾದು ಆಗ ಪುತ್ರ ರಕ್ತವನ್ನು ಪಡೆದಳು. ನಾಮಕರಣವನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿ ವಿಪ್ರರನ್ನು ಕರೆಸಿ ಬೇಗ ದೈತ್ಯ ತನ್ನ ಸುತಗೆ ಪ್ರಹ್ಲಾದನೆಂದು ಕರೆಸಿದನು ನಾರಸಿಂಹನೆಂಬ ದೇವನು. 9 months passed, and Narada Muni protected Kayadu, and he took personal care so that the devatas would not show revenge on this pure devotee who was going to be born. And Prahlad Maharaj was born. Prahlad Maharaj ki jai. And his naming ceremony was done, and his name was Prahlad. ಬಾಲಚಂದ್ರನಂತೆ ಹೊಳೆಯುತ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತಿರಲು 5 ವರ್ಷ ತುಂಬಿದಾಗಲೇ ಗುರುಗಳನ್ನು ಕರೆಸಿ ಬೇಗ ಸಕಲ ವಿದ್ಯೆ ಕಲಿಸಿರೆಂದು ಗುರುಗಳಿಗೆ ಮಗನನ್ನು ಒಪ್ಪಿಸಿದ ದೈತ್ಯ ತಾನು ನಾರಸಿಂಹನೆಂಬ ದೇವನು. ನಂಬಿದಂತ ನರರಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ವರವ ಕೊಡುವನು. He was shining and growing like the full moon, Prahlad Maharaj. And as he was growing, even his bhakti and devotion was growing because he had already heard the pastimes of Krishna while he was in the womb. And Hiranyakashipu called the gurus of the Daityas and he said, "Teach my son everything." What can they teach him? He already knew the absolute truth. And Hiranyakashipu sent this little boy Prahlad along to the Gurukul with these demoniac teachers. Next. Om Namah Shivaya ಎನ್ನುತ್ತಲೀ ಅಸುರ ತನ್ನ ಸುತನ ಬರೆದು ತೋರು ಎನ್ನಲು ನರಹರಿಯ ನಾಮವನ್ನು ನಗು ನಗುತ್ತಲೇ ಬರೆಯುತ್ತಿರಲು ಓಂ ನಮಃ ನಾರಾಯಣಾಯ ಓಂ ನಮಃ ನಾರಾಯಣಾಯ ಓಂ ನಮಃ ನಾರಾಯಣಾಯ ಓಂ ನಮಃ ನಾರಾಯಣಾಯ. So Hiranyakashipu sat this little boy Prahlad after a while of Gurukul education, and he said, Om Namah Shivaya, let's begin your writing ceremony. And Hiranyakashipu taught how to write Om Namah Shivaya to Prahlad Maharaj, and Prahlad Maharaj in response started to sing and write Om Namah Narayanaya. Please sing with me. Om Namah Narayanaya. Om Namah Narayana. unable to see the holy names of Krishna. So he could not write Om Namah Shivaya. And something terrible happens now. ನರಹರಿಯ ನಾಮವನ್ನು ನಗು ನಗುತ್ತಲೇ ಬರೆಯುತ್ತಿರಲು ಜಡದ ತಡೆಯ ಮೇಲಿದ್ದ ಶಿಶುವ ಬಡಿದು ಧರೆಗೆ ನೂಕಿದನು. So Hiranyakashipu becomes extremely angry, and Prahlad Maharaj is a little boy who's sitting on the lap of his father Hiranyakashipu. Hiranyakashipu is unable to control his anger. He takes that little boy and pushes him to the ground. And that was not sufficient. He also started to ಸುತ್ತ ಜನರ ಕರೆಸಿ ಬೇಗದಿ ಅಸುರ ತನ್ನ ಸುತನ ಕೊಲಿಸಬೇಕು ಎಂದಾಗ ಅಟ್ಟ ಅಡಗಿಯಳು ವಿಷವ ನೆಟ್ಟು ಭೋಜನಗಳ ಮಾಡಿ ಹರಿಯ ಸ್ಮರಣೆ ಮಾತ್ರದಿಂದ ಭುಂಜಿ ತಿಳಿದ ಜಟ್ಟಿ ಹಾಂಗೆ ನಾರಸಿಂಹನೆಂಬ ದೇವನು ನಂಬಿದಂತ ನರರಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ವರವ ಕೊಡುವನು. So Hiranyakashipu invited all the asuras, come here, now we have to punish this little boy who's going against my authority. And he said, let us put him inside a cave and we will give him poison. We will try all different ways to kill this boy. And when Prahlad Maharaj was given poison, all he did was he just recited the holy names. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Turned into nectar because of the holy names and the faith of Prahlad Maharaj. And ಅಂಬುದಿಯೊಳು ಮಗನ ಮಲಗಿಸಿ ಮೇಲೆ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಬೆಟ್ಟವನ್ನು ಇಟ್ಟು ಬನ್ನಿರೋ ಹರಿಯ ಕೃಪೆಗೆ ವಶನಾದ ತರಳನೆಂದು ವರುಣ ದೇವ ಮರಣ ಇಲ್ಲದಂಗೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಮನೆಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಕಳುಹಿದನು ನಾರಸಿಂಹನೆಂಬ ದೇವನು. He was told, Jai Shri Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Sudarshan Chakra ki Jai, Shri Shri Gauranitai ki Jai. So Prahlad Maharaj was taken all the way on top of a mountain and he was told to be thrown down from the mountain. So when Prahlad Maharaj was thrown down the mountain, Varuna Dev said, oh, he's such a little boy and he's such a pure devotee of the Lord. Let me make him deathless. And he caught the little boy who was falling down from the mountain and he returned him back. And Hiranyakashipu's attempts to kill Prahlad Maharaj again and again failed. Ninna deva idda edeyanu toru enuta pitanu tanna sutana toralu enna deva illadanta edegalunte lokadalli enna deva illadanta edegalunte lokadalli kambagallu iruvanendu kaiya mugidu tordanaga. Where is your Lord? Where is this Supreme Lord Vishnu? Where is Hari that you're talking about? I do not see him. Hiranyakashipu screamed. And Prahlad Maharaj said, there is no place where my Lord is not there. This is the essence of this Bhagavatam verse. There is no place. Show me where is your Lord. He is everywhere. And Hiranyakashipu asked, is he also in this pillar? And Prahlad Maharaj said, yes, he is also in the pillar. Narahari, Narahari, ba, ba, Varakambhavannu vajayanu, Narahariyu ugrakopavannu talida, Satyam vidhatum nijamritya vashitam vyaptim chakute shakileshu chatmana adrishyatam atyadbhuta rupam udbhavam tambe svabhaya namrugam namanusham namrugam namanusham namrugam namanusham. So Hiranyakashipu became extremely angry. He went and started to beat the pillar, kick the pillar, and out of there came Narahari. Jai Shri Shri Nrsimhadev Bhagavan ki Jai, Shri Shri Ugra Nrsimhadev Bhagavan ki Jai, Shri Shri Sthanu Nrsimhadev Bhagavan ki Jai. And the Bhagavatam explained how Nrsingadev appeared to keep the word of Prahlad Maharaj, Satyam Vidhatum Nijabhritya Bhashitam. The purpose of the Lord, who comes as a fierce and fearful Nrsingadev, who's creating terror in the world, is not to destroy anyone, but rather the purpose of Nrsingadev was to protect his devotee Prahlad. In fact, in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Rupa Goswami explains that Nrsingadev is actually the Lord of Vatsalya Rasa, which we don't usually think of him in that way. But the purpose of Nrsingadev is to protect. So Vatsalya Rasa, he's the father, he's like a mother who comes at the call of the baby. So there he is, Nrsingadev appeared. And what did Nrsingadev do? So he made this sound and he exposed his beautiful nakam, adbhuta shringam. He exposed his beautiful diamond-like nails, and with his teeth, which were shining like mountains of diamonds, he did this sound, katakatemba dhvaniya maadi nakagalinda pididu vatti. Without wasting any time, at the propitious time, Nrsingadev stood in between the doors, outside and inside, and in a time which was neither daytime nor nighttime, nor was it in the sky nor earth. So in the perfect time, fulfilling all his promises, so that he would not break the promise that Brahmaji gave, he stood there and ripped open the intestines of Hiranyakashipu. Antarikshadalli amararu ನೋಡಿ ಆಗ ಪುಷ್ಪ ವೃಷ್ಟಿಯನ್ನು ಕರೆದರು. ಅಜನ ಪಡೆದ ದೇವಿ ಬಂದು ತೊಡೆಯ ಮೇಲೆ ಕುಳಿತಿರಲು ಅಮರ ಪತಿಯರೆಲ್ಲರ ನೋಡಿ ಅಂಜಬೇಡೆಂದ ಭಯ ಕೊಟ್ಟ ನಾರಸಿಂಹನೆಂಬ ದೇವನು. So this Nrsingadev, he was manifesting these beautiful pastimes here on earth, and all the demigods were watching this from the sky. And as they were watching this beautiful pastime take place, they showered all different kinds of flowers on Shri Nrsingadev Bhagavan. Shri Nrsingadev Bhagavan ki jai. And as this was happening, nobody could approach Nrsingadev. And Prahlad Maharaj went there as that innocent, full of faith, who could see the Lord everywhere, and therefore he did not fear this fearsome form of Nrsingadev. And not only that, Srimati Lakshmi Devi, who is very dear to Nrsingadev, also came and sat on the lap of Nrsingadev Bhagavan. And Lakshmi Devi sitting on the lap of Nrsingadev, and Prahlad Maharaj is standing there right next to Nrsingadev, and Nrsingadev keeps his hand on Prahlad Maharaj's head and looking at this beautiful sight. All the devatas are in ecstasy, showering these flowers of love. Lakshmi Narasimha Charitaya Udaya Kala Patisuvanta Nararigalla Putra Santanangalittu Mattu Bedidange Kottu Bhakta Vatsala Mukti Koduva Purandara Vippalaraya Narasimhanemba Devanu Nambidanta Nararigalla Varava Koduvanu. So this is the benediction. Whoever listens and glorifies the pastimes of Shri Nrsingadev Bhagavan, Prahlad Nrsingadev Bhagavan, Lakshmi Nrsingadev Bhagavan, and remembers the mercy of the Lord in this way, this person will have all his benedictions, all his desires fulfilled. All the benedictions will be given to this person. Not only bhakti, also all kinds of material benedictions will be awarded by the Supreme Lord according to the desire of the devotee. And he is called Bhakta Vatsala, so therefore he is easily pleased by the devotee. And he is going to give us liberation and help us go back to Godhead. Haribo! Shri Shri Nrsingadev Bhagavan ki, Shri Shri Prahlad Maharaj ki. So this story of Prahlad Maharaj reminds us, we should remind us that it's a scientific process of trying to see the Supreme Lord everywhere. After this pastime actually happened, Prahlad Maharaj wanted to go and worship the Supreme Lord, because he was actually still very disturbed that Hiranyakashipu was killed in this way. So it is told that, it is in one of the Puranas, Nrsimha Purana, that Prahlad Maharaj, he went all the way to Melkote. This is in South India, Karnataka. He went there with his Shaligram Shilas, and he took these Shaligram Shilas and he went inside a cave and he started worshipping Nrsimhadev Bhagavan. He was there chanting his pranam mantras, Ugram Viram Mahavishnum Jwalantam Sarvato Mukham Narasimham Bhishanam Bhadram Mrityur Mrityur Namamyaham. He was reciting the prayers of Nrsimhadev, he was worshipping the Shaligram Shilas. Again, you see, he was able to see Nrsimhadev Bhagavan in every Shaligram Shila. For him it was not different, and he was worshipping in this way. One day he closed his eyes and he was singing again. Please sing with me if you like. Ugram Viram Mahavishnum Jwalantam Sarvato Mukham Narasimham Bhishanam Bhadram Mrityur Mrityur Namamyaham. So in this way, he opens his eyes and the Shaligram Shilas are gone. Looks around and he sees this huge manifestation of Nrsimhadev. A huge deity of Nrsimhadev got formed with all the Shaligrams that he was worshipping. And there was this Yoga Nrsimha Swami. He was seated in the yoga pose. He seated in the yoga pose. And he says, I have come to teach you how to do yoga. So Nrsimhadev appeared there to teach Prahlad Maharaj how to be in yoga, how to be in the position of yoga and how to worship Yoga Nrsimhadev. And by the way, you can still see this Nrsimhadev, who is a self-manifested deity who manifested through the Shaligram Shilas of Prahlad Maharaj. And if you see this deity, you will see that you can see Shaligram everywhere. If you see the form when it's Abhishek time, when he doesn't have any kavachas, you can see all the Shaligram. And it's a beautiful big eyes and kind of smiling Yoga Nrsimhadev, seated in the yoga position. And he has this like a very affectionate Vatsalya mood. He has that, it's in Melkote, Melkote. And he's all the way on top of the hill because that's where Prahlad Maharaj went to worship. And he is appearing like as if he's appearing from the mountains. Like you cannot like move this deity. It's kind of appearing from the place. And even today there are many miracles that happen. We don't have time to get into the miracles now, but one of the things that happened recently was you have to climb up the hill, up to go and have darshan. Have you been there, Krishna Prabhu? Balaram during the Kurukshetra war, this is actually a very ancient deity. So Balaram went there and visited Yoga Nrsimhadev. In fact, Lord Nityananda also went and visited. And Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also had darshan of this particular Nrsimhadev, Yoga Nrsimha Swami. So this is a very special deity. What else I was saying? You found it? Melkote Yoga Nrsimha Swami. So recently there were people that thought, it's very easy to steal there. So we'll go and steal something. So they actually went there and they tried to steal some paraphernalia of the Lord. They have these huge, because Nrsimhadev is huge, they have these huge pots to do Abhishek, silver and everything. So the person tried to steal it and the person stole it, but then the story is quite miserable what happened to those people. They were caught. Even though the silver, he immediately melted it the same night. And made it into a big chunk of silver thing. He did it, but still somehow or another the person that he sold to immediately had a reaction because of this. Somebody passed away in the family and he got immediately a liver disease. He never knew, and the doctor said you're going to die in 7 days. He immediately went to the pujaris and said, I was completely healthy. I took this utensils which was silver and everything from the Lord, and already I got this reaction and I want to give this back. And he even told who was the person who sold it to them. And so this person was caught, and basically the glories of Nrsimhadev was spread all over. It was on all the national TV and local TVs, and everybody discussing all the details of how Nrsimhadev taught the lesson to the family who took the silver, and the person who sold the silver, what happened, and as soon as this guy did it, he actually even got cured. Because he came and confessed and gave back the silver, this person even got cured from the disease. So this story was like broadcasted for weeks in the TV, showing, and people started going to this temple more. This particular deity is very famous for fulfilling the desire of having a child, especially. Because he's in the Vatsalya mood. If you go there, if you enter the temple and Nrsimhadev is there, you see the whole thing, like we have all these flags here. You will see little cradles tied to the roof. And so many people come and request, I want the child, and they tie the thing, and they come back, oh, we got the child, and they remove the cradle, and so many pastimes like this. Jai Shri Shri Yoga Nrsimhadev Bhagavan Ki Jai. So any comments, questions? I don't know what time is it, because it's here, 8:40. Because I see the thing and I don't know the... You can see. Any comments, any questions? Yes, Prabhu.
Prahlad was bringing to this materialistic gurukul, like you said. And can we compare nowadays this school to this materialistic gurukul that is described in Bhagavatam?
Wow, I never thought of that way, but I think yes. Because they were teaching nonsense. They were teaching Hiranyakashipu is God and all these kind of things, and Prahlad Maharaj was not affected. In fact, he told the students, why are you wasting your time? Let's chant the holy name, and he would make everyone chant Hare Krishna.
And why the devotees not so aware about this? Because the master, I know from Switzerland, the most children that go to this ordinary school, and they're not eager enough to make their own school or homeschooling, or I think it's all over the world the same. That our children go to these materialistic demonic schools.
Yes. This is a very big topic, and it's a very important topic. I think this is a foundation for ISKCON. At the time of Srila Prabhupada, there were many gurukuls, and he was trying to establish this very much. You know, we talk a lot about varnashram, but varnashram without gurukul is, what is it, like, you know, a man without legs, or whatever, a man without head. So it's the direction that we should go towards, definitely, because our children are becoming like, you know, the samskaras are very important. Like yesterday we were there was a devotee, one of my godbrothers here, he was wearing a t-shirt, you know, with a particular, I don't want to say because I don't want to bring the minds there, but he was wearing a particular t-shirt with a particular cartoon, and myself, Krishna Prabhu, everybody could relate, and we were like, we even remembered the music of that particular cartoon. So because samskaras are like that, when as children what we grow up remains with us, you know, so it's so important. And we could all remember the name of this cartoon and the music of the cartoon. We were all humming it. Then I was just thinking, you see how important it is. If you go to Gurukul, you learn the right things. That's what will remain with you. I'll give you an example. My grandmother, she never went to school in that sense, like army schools. She was trained by her mother, and she was trained by my grandfather, her great-grandfather. And when she became 80 years old, she forgot everything, everyone. She couldn't recognize my father, she couldn't recognize me, she couldn't recognize anyone. The only thing she knew was the songs that she had learned as a child. And one was like, Narajanma Bandaga Nalige Iruvaga Krishna Yanavarade. And she would sing it with perfect raga and perfect meter, perfect tune and everything. She just knew when we are born as a human, in the human form of life, and we have got a tongue, sing the holy names of Krishna. And the old age home was sick and tired of her singing this song all day long. She would keep singing this song all the time, because that's the only thing she remembered. And I heard that she had learned this song when she was 4 years old. Age of Prahlad Maharaj, 4 or 5 years old. And there was another song she remembered about Yashoda and Krishna, baby Krishna. She said, Adisigal Yashoda Jagadodharana, Jagadodharana, Maganendu Tili Uta. She would keep saying, oh, how amazing it is. Yashoda was thinking that this little boy is my child, but he was the Supreme Personality of Godhead. How amazing is this pastime? That's all she could remember. You go and talk to her, she'll start singing this song. So that gave me again that emphasis that what we learn as a child is what really remains with us. It takes much more time to cultivate the samskaras later on in life. And talking about Gurukul, etc. In Mayapur we do have Gurukul being established, and you can see very nice devotees coming out of that experience. Kantiya Prabhu was teaching in the Gurukul for many years. He's like a big propounder of Gurukul education. He gives a whole seminar. I suggest that you take that presentation he gives. He has all the quotes of Srila Prabhupada explaining this, and he's always encouraging educators to do this thing. And I know one particular couple in America who did not send their children to school. They homeschooled. There was no Gurukul as such, but they homeschooled. And today they are devotees. We were talking about him yesterday. Radhika Raman Prabhu and the brother. They were homeschooled and they got now PhDs and they are in the university teaching. So the point is, if your nature is that of a businessman, you get the character and the samskaras, right? Samskaras in the Gurukul, and then when you come to a certain stage, 16 years old, then you can pass exams, pass your, what do you call that, college and get your degrees. It's not a problem. But it's a kind of a illusion we have that, they have to go to school, and it's a big illusion. And I think we should have, maybe you should start a Gurukul in Switzerland.
We have a Gurukul.
Oh, we have a Gurukul?
Yes, the temple president said to me for a few days that the most people from the community, they're bringing their school in the ordinary school, and the children, and they considered the wenigen few people, the few family that bring in the children to this Gurukul as fanatics.
Mm.
Yeah, they're not so conscious about this. And I see this tendency in our community.
Actually, the ones who send us kids to normal school are the fanatics, because they feel that it cannot survive without that. Yeah, it's a big thing. And we can also see that those kids who go to the Gurukul, they're kind of more peaceful. They are able to adjust to their natures more, because when you go to the how do you call it? What should I call it? I shouldn't say popular. Yeah, it's popular. Popular school. Karmi school. Modern school. Yeah, more modern educational system. It's driving people crazy. People are committing suicide. I mean, in India, it's a huge thing. People cannot cope up with what is being taught to them, and people are committing suicide. If parents are committing suicide, if the children don't come to a certain scores, and I mean, in India, it's a crazy, crazy, crazy thing. It's a huge problem. Because actually in India, the education system that we have was established by the British, and the whole syllabus was made to create Shudras, because they wanted people to work in their factories, to work in their... So the whole syllabus is made for to train certain kind of people. So basically it's like to train Shudras who can do what they're told, and engineering is basically Shudra job. I mean, according to Srimad Bhagavatam, what is it to assemble, it's a very kind of Shudra job. So they didn't want to train teachers and Kshatriyas, administrators. It was more about training Shudras. And today in India, for instance, which is the home of Gurukul education, it has become like, it's very cheap to be teacher. If you cannot make it anywhere else in life, you become a teacher. It's very sad. Traditionally, they are the head of the society. They were the most intelligent. And nowadays it's like the most intelligent becomes the engineer, and he goes and works in America for some corporate firm which sells meat and tobacco, and the child which is not so intelligent becomes the pujari in the temple or the teacher in school. It should actually, in our movement, it should be the opposite. The most intelligent should become the teachers in the Gurukul, and should teach young people and youth and give classes and train people. Yeah, actually, that's the thing. But because of the British education system and Indian parents being convinced to make their children into the mold of, there's actually this song how you put the children through this machine and they all come out in boxes. The famous song, right? So that's happening, yeah, it's happening. But also I see there is some change slowly coming. There are schools which they want to avoid this kind of everybody trying to become this little box, and they're trying to recognize, this child is an artist. Like in India, somebody is an artist is considered very like, oh, what are you going to do for life? I'm an artist. What are you going to do? The singing or artwork is considered very, I mean, it's very sad because that's the brainwashing. That's the brainwashing. Where is this Gurukul here in Switzerland?
In Bern. In the other temple in Langenthal. We have two temples.
That's so nice.
Another temple, Langenthal. Another temple.
Yeah. So I guess also that the system should become, we should be able to provide nicely for the teachers who can do this service, so that they don't have to go and look for it somewhere else, because we do have devotees, but it's a system that needs to be established. So devotees are taken care and they're doing this service and they are considered as precious, important, valuable, worthy, then the culture will change. And then when you have good teachers, naturally the result of the Gurukul will become nice and people will see the result. And like I know one of my friend, she used to live in America and she had 2 children, and the child was about, I don't know, 7, 8 years old when he came to Mayapur, and he was so out of control. And he would speak the language which was really low class. And he was really like wild. And he was put into Gurukul. 4 years later, I couldn't recognize the boy. He'd become so decent, and he's like a wonderful boy now, he's grown up. But this was a transformation I started seeing with people who would bring the children, put them in the Gurukul, and the character would completely shine. All the other stuff cut. So thank you for bringing up that point. So let's meditate on this and pray to Sriradhita Sundar, because I heard they're very mystical. They arrange many different things for devotees, and they have a plan. Okay, Shri Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Nrsimhadev Bhagavan ki jai, Prahlad Maharaj ki jai.
Govinda
Hare Krishna.